It's my uterus, it's my cervix, it's whatever you want to call it. Nobody has to carry the child for me. No one has to take care of the child but me and the father. Welcome back to your girl channel. Before I start this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you have your bell turned on so that you'll be notified every time I drop another video. Also, make sure you click the link in the description down below. Follow me on all my social media accounts. Okay, so I wanted to do this video for you guys. It was actually highly requested, and I just kind of screenshotted some of the assumptions about me. This was, I want to say this is about probably last week, so I'm gonna go ahead and knock this video out. This was hold up, I'm always like screenshotting something. Okay, y'all, okay, hold on, let me find it. We about to get into the video. Let me even out, y'all. And those of you that were asking me on Instagram, is this my real hair? Of course it's my real hair. Yeah, I need to wash it because I took those braids out and I got like a lot of like what do they call it? I'ma just dirt, I guess. I forgot like the right terminology for it, but alright. First assumption is I am a great loving mother. That's not an assumption. I really am a great loving mother. You know, parenting is never easy. You know, there is no handbook, or I mean, you can take parenting classes, but for the most part, you just kind of just like, you know, do the best you can. You kind of learn as you go. And I can honestly say that with Cam, because I had Cam when I was 19, 20 years old. And like when I had him, I was so young. I was practically still a baby, fresh out of high school. So everything was kind of like, like I would say new, but then at the same time it clicked like very well. So when it came to Dion, I learned like some of the mistakes that I made with Cam, I didn't make with Dion. And the same with baby Drake. Like baby Drake, I am like very like seasoned, I would say, because I never would have imagined that I would have had a third child by anyone. So I have now learned the different mistakes that I've made with Camden and Dion. So now I don't make those mistakes with baby Drake. So yeah, and it's like minor stuff, like, you know, how much to actually feed them, and you know, like little bitty stuff. I took Cammy to get a haircut today. Y'all want to see it? Cammy, let everybody see a haircut. Gotta bend down. But I can't see your neck.
Oh my god.
Bend down. Oh, ooh, ooh, period. Okay. All right, so back to the question, guys. Hey. Okay, I forgot what I was saying. So you would love to treat all people the same because you're very nice. Well, that's the thing. That's not an assumption either. I would like to treat everybody the same, but unfortunately, some people are who they are, and they're gonna always be that way. So you just can't be nice to everybody. So if it's time, if it comes to time for me to be mean, I will be mean, because there's a season for everything. Look at Maya. You love hard and you realize your worth. So that's not an assumption either. I do love extremely hard, like very, very hard. And unfortunately, I have like been put in situations to where, like in the past, I have felt like those people change like the way that I view people. And I want to say that that's one of the reasons why people say that I'm so trusting, is because I always try to give people a fair shot. You know, like, you know how the saying goes, sometimes you have to give like people enough rope to like hang themselves, which means that until you cross me, then you good with me. So you're innocent till proven guilty. Now I gotta walk around here like you're guilty. Oh, bless you. Bless you. Like you're guilty until proven innocence. I do realize my worth. I realize that people can devalue you based off of other people's opinions about you and stuff like that. And people would do and say things on purpose because they see that you are valuable. Hey! Y'all, baby Drake over here talking. But people, they can do and say things on purpose because they see that you're valuable, and by like bashing you and talking crazy and stupid, they, in their minds, they're like devaluing you, and it's really not. Honestly, it's making you look just that much valuable because you got everybody, they got your name in their mouth. So unstable, I'm definitely not unstable. People, you can't judge a book by its cover, first of all, nor can you judge somebody based off of what you see on YouTube, because that's not really that person's life. And also, even conversations that I have had with people off of YouTube, they'll mix about 10% of the truth with a lie, and people believe it because certain people once have had like a personal conversation with me, whether that was on Instagram, or for example, when my number got leaked, I had conversations with several of you guys. And just based off of a couple conversations, you know, people, they'll just take that and they'll run with it as if like they absolutely know you. I can honestly say that I have not met a single person here on this YouTube app, except for obviously the obvious, Damien, because we have a child together. Other people that y'all have seen on my channel before, and that's it. Other than that, the people that you guys see that have like a lot of negative things to say about me, I've never seen them a day in my life in person, which that should have been the first sign not to confide in people or not to have personal conversations with somebody that you've never seen in person and probably will never see in person ever. So as far as me being unstable, again, I'm definitely not unstable. Any doctor will tell you that I'm not unstable. I don't even know where they even came from. The person that's probably calling me unstable, they're probably the ones that's unstable. You're a sweetheart but don't like to be played with. Definitely. I'm always like super nice at first, and I don't want y'all to think that I'm making up anything at all, because I'm not. But I'm definitely such a sweetheart, especially like at first, because like I said, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. But you're not gonna talk to me crazy, because then you're gonna see a whole other side of your girl, LBE, and I ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying? So if you want sweet, then respect me. If you want the opposite of sweet, then disrespect me. And because I can get, you know, like really disrespectful if I want to. You feel me? So your assumption is that I'm toxic, right? I don't feel like I'm toxic. I don't. And you know, we can agree to disagree. Obviously, y'all have seen me in toxic situations, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm toxic. It just means that I don't put up with nobody's BS, you know. And everybody have arguments. Everybody have arguments with their significant other. Everybody have family issues. Just because, you know, ours is displayed on the internet, which I have definitely learned my lesson on that. I've definitely learned my lesson on having personal conversations with people that I have not met before ever. But just because mine, just because mine is displayed on the internet does not make me toxic. Have I been in toxic situations? Yes. Have I responded to toxicity? Yes. But that still does not mean that I'm a toxic person. I don't consider myself a toxic person. I feel like you are what you accept and what you believe. I don't believe that I'm toxic. I don't care if 1 million people told me right today that I was toxic. I'm definitely not going to claim that. And nor do I want to continue having toxic people in my life. And now that you experience these devils trying to break you, you're going to be guarded. Yes, I feel like after everything happened last year, I had like one more trustworthy bone in my system. And so like I didn't want to, you know, like blame anybody for somebody else's mistakes, you know. Therefore, like I always try my best to, like I said, give people the benefit of the doubts. And I had the mind frame that you're innocent until proven guilty. Now you're guilty until proven innocent. So like my business will stay my business as it should have anyways. Well, I'll let you guys into my life a little bit, just a little bit, because I feel like, you know, like I don't want you guys to think that I'm 100% perfect. Obviously, you guys know that I'm not 100% perfect. Nobody is 100% perfect. And I do feel like my relationship, my personal business, that should not be on the internet. Therefore, like, you guys won't see any of that on the internet anymore. Also, what I decide to display, you know, like, even like things with my kids and things that I want you guys to know. I'm realizing that not everybody that claps for you or clapping to see you win. And sometimes people don't clap at all. So I'm just realizing, like, you can't show anything. If you got a brand new car, a brand new home, got good news as far as like who you're gonna be working with in the future, like you really cannot. It's like you just have to keep everything a secret. I didn't get it then, but I definitely get it now. So seeing that some things have happened to me more than once, I definitely have taken heed to it, and it's not gonna ever happen again. I have told myself, you know, and some people can literally ruin it for everybody. So I told myself that I will not be communicating with any more YouTubers. I won't be having, I won't be having any more like conversations with anybody either. As long as it's hi and bye, how are you? Hey, I'm good, how are you? That's pretty much gonna be it. Because I realized, like, once people have gotten like too comfortable with me, like they start asking like personal questions, and before, like, I didn't really know how to say that's none of your business, or I don't want to talk about that. Now I'm learning more to say, hey, I don't want to talk about that, like that's a little personal. I feel like you're overstepping boundaries. And also, no, I used to have a hard time saying no to people, especially like when they ask me for money. I used to always be like, okay, because I didn't want to, like, you know, hurt that person's feelings or something like that. But now it's just, it's no. So the first one was, the assumption is that now that you experience these devils trying to break you, you're going to be guarded. Then she also said that you beat yourself up when you let your guard down to these creatures. When I beat myself up, yes, because I'd be like, just a day ago you were this way, now you're like, how? You know. But I realized, like, people are who they are, and you cannot change people, you know. Like, we're not responsible for somebody else's behavior, but we are responsible for how we react to somebody else's behavior. And I don't care who tries to belittle me, I'm never gonna feel belittled. I don't care who tries to degrade me, I'm never gonna feel degraded. I don't care who tries to bring up my past. I don't live there no more. I'm a complete different person, a totally complete different person. Whether whoever wants to believe that or not, like, it's not for them to believe or not believe, to be honest with you, because it's not their life. I feel like more people need to focus more on their life and stop being so invested in other people's lives. Just because I put out my business out on the internet, or just because I let you guys in on certain things, like, it's your choice to watch. Now you don't have to watch it. And if something that I do in my life bothers you, then you don't need to be watching me anyways, because the last thing that I want to do is interrupt anybody's spirits with my truth, you know what I'm saying, or even correcting my truth. So the choice is yours. Like, you know, just like how I say, well, it's my business and y'all need to mind y'all business, and then y'all come back and say, well, you don't want to put your business out like that, so stop putting your business out like that if you don't want to mind your business. Well, I feel the same way when I put my business out, and then y'all complain about me putting my business out. It's the same thing. If you don't want your spirits disrupted by my business, or me leaking my business, or talking about my business, then don't listen to my business, don't respond to my business, don't do any of that, because again, it's my choice, but more so it's your choice as well. You don't have to listen to it, you don't gotta watch it, you don't gotta do nothing, baby girl. You ain't gotta do nothing but just kick your feet up and you know, figure out what you're gonna be doing the next day of your life to better your life. Okay, so but yeah, anyways, moving on. You want to change when people push you to the limits. You believe in paybacks. Me too. Actually, that is an assumption. So this is the thing. I'm the type of person where when people do me wrong, I may choose to respond to it. I may choose not to. But I'm the type of person where I'm not going to keep going and going and going and going. Like, I'm the type of person where I'll say what I have to say. After I've said it, then I'm over and done with it. It's just like, y'all know that one person that's like, oh, when I see this person, it's on site. And they just keep talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. And then you finally see that person and they don't do nothing at all. That's because normally the loudest person in the room is the weakest. I would get more scared at a person that say, Erica, I'm going to pop you in your mouth next time I see you. And then they don't say nothing at all. It's like, okay, like, dang, did she really mean that? Or because silence can never be misinterpreted. You feel me? So as far as paybacks, I feel like whenever I have done things to pay people back or felt like I needed to, you know, get back at them for doing something, it just made me feel just as low as they are. They really are. And I realized, like, I don't got to do anything to get anybody back, because life is going to eventually whoop everybody, whether that's you're a good person or a bad person. Like, nobody is exempt from everyday life tragedies, death, divorces, breakups, getting cheated on, heartbreaks. We're all gonna go through that regardless. My kids is gonna go through it. Their kids is gonna go through it. People in generations way before me have went through it. Like, that's just life. And sometimes, like, God allows us to have a hard life to build us strength and to make us a powerful house. And if you don't know what a powerful house is, that's somebody that gets back up regardless of whoever tries to knock them down. They don't stay down long. Even if they are down, you can never tell that they're down. And what my issue is people that that have pretended to be there for me, have listened to me cry, have listened to my triggers, have listened to people that I don't like, people that I despise, and then some of those people are like there to like use it against you. Which is why I will tell anybody, never tell your boyfriend, your husband, or whoever who you don't like, because they may end up with them one day to be spiteful because they know that you don't like that person. Never let anyone know your triggers at all, because one day they may be your #1 enemy and they may end up really using that against you, and it's nothing that you can do about it besides take your lick. You know what I'm saying? It ain't really necessarily a lick. You just take it, because, and you just keep telling yourself that, you know, karma is real. And this is like something like the other day I was listening to somebody's live and they felt like they was getting their karma back because of somebody else's behavior, and I had to personally DM her and let her know, like, no, sweetheart, there are people here that are bad people that are put here on earth to dim your light. So sometimes people are oil and water, and just because a person is doing bad to you, that doesn't mean that you're getting any karma. It just means that person was bad before you and they're gonna be bad after you. If you allow that darkness into your light, then you're gonna end up turning into them. And that's something that I tell myself every day. I don't want to be like them. I don't want to be like nobody but Loved by Erica. Some people have a problem with Loved by Erica. Some people don't necessarily agree with Loved by Erica does. But again, like I said earlier before I'm speaking on this situation right here, it's your choice on whether or not you want to keep up with my life. If you want to be invested in my life, if you choose to be invested, then don't complain. It's just like a person that's getting mistreated and getting cheated on over and over and over, and you're on the phone listening to them all the time, and you like, girl, leave them, but then they won't leave. Like, it's your choice at the end of the day. And whatever decision that you decide to make, whether you want to stay subscribed to my channel or not, if you want to keep up with my storyline, narrative, whatever you guys call it, or not, whatever it is that you guys choose to do, don't complain when you decide to do it, okay? Because nobody wants to keep hearing you complain about, oh, little Erica, she on her 4th child, or whatever you guys be saying. You're just like me, too nice and forgiving. Well, I was too nice and I was forgiving, but like I said, now that like too many of the same things have been happening to me over and over and over and over and over, and at this point I can't even really blame those people. I blame myself, because I am, well, have been easily persuaded. And that's why I said not again. Like, in my mind, everybody is the same. And even though I know that everybody's not the same, in my mind right now, everybody is. And until someone comes along that can show me differently from a friendship standpoint, and other relationships that I have with family members, and even like, you know, whoever my husband is gonna be, until they can like show me differently. I'm led to believe that everybody out here is the same, that they can be, and I feel like everybody could be seasonal, you know, like I feel like loyalty has an expiration date. I really feel like when it's time to be loyal, people can be loyal, and then when it's time to be disloyal, people can be disloyal as well. Well, I don't want to meet people that are seasonal when it comes to being in my life, and when it comes to being, you know, for Love by Erica and for loyalty. I don't want somebody that's gonna be loyal for 6 months and then now you disloyal for the other 6 months. I don't want anybody like that in my life. I don't need anybody like that in my life. Hey, your baby Drake over here talking. He's not crying, he's talking. Am I a pick-me girl? That's an assumption. I am definitely not a pick-me girl. A pick-me girl is like, oh, pick me, I'm over here, hey, like you going above and beyond for a guy to pick you. I've been picked. I ain't gotta hold my hand up, I ain't gotta wave my hand or nothing. I've been picked. And this is the thing, I get picked without realizing that I'm picked. It's like all the guys that I have been in relationships with have came to me first. I have never slid in their DMs, never gave them my phone number unless we was doing business, and that was it. And if that business turned into something else, then whatever. A pick-me girl is a girl that sits back behind the scenes and she watches a guy and she learns his likes and dislikes, and then she mimics it, but she does it in front of him for him to see it some way, somehow. Like, she's the type of girl that stands out, but in a bad way. Like me, I'm the type of girl where I can go in the grocery store, or not grocery store, I can go to an event and it's like other beautiful women there and they like all loud and dancing and popping their booty and stuff. I'm the one that be sitting back on my phone, just, you know, just laughing with my cousins, or I'm on the phone talking, and I stand out just by doing that. And what happens is when I get in a relationship with the person that picks me out of everybody else, there's someone that was in that crowd that was laughing loud that saw that particular guy walk over and give me his number or ask for my number, and then they become extremely jealous, and then y'all already know. Next assumption, that I'm someone that went through a lot and just trying to be happy and genuinely love. Yes, that is absolutely true. And I feel like a lot of people, they mock my pain a lot. You know, I feel like people, they mock my pain, which I don't feel like they take my pain serious. You know, I've cried to people on the phone about certain things, and I really feel like they have my best interest at heart, just to have them turn around and like mock it, you know, like when they're mad at me about something. And I just feel like that's the wrong thing to do to somebody, because you never know what lies ahead. Everything could be all peaches and cream today in your marriage, with your health, with your kids, all of that. But because of who you are in the inside, that could easily change overnight. And I just feel like people, some people are not empathetic anymore. They're not sympathetic anymore. They don't know how to see, I can grieve when somebody else is grieving. Matter of fact, it makes me sad to see someone else's like sad. So I know how to mimic someone else's emotions without, I know how to mimic somebody else's emotions without doing it on purpose, if that makes sense. Like, y'all ever listen to y'all best friend cry, or saw someone else crying, whether it was on TV or whatever, and all of a sudden like you just started crying? That's me. Like, I hurt when somebody else hurt, and I wouldn't dare sit there and mimic somebody else's pain when they suffered any kind of loss, or when they're going through any type of trauma or tragedy. And I just feel like anybody that does that is kind of low. Actually, they're not kind of low, they're the lowest of the low. And people, I feel like you have people that has been through so much hurt and pain, and they feel like they've been in so many unfair situations, and instead of them trying to help somebody avoid the situations that they've been in, they want you to repeat what they went through so that you would know how I feel. And they sit there, and these are people that are like generations ahead of you, but they sit there and they look at you as, you know, like a spoiled brat or something. They sit there and they look at you like some type of spoiled brat because, you know, you didn't have to go through near what they've had to go through. And I just consider myself lucky. Some people don't just have relationships problems. I can honestly say, like, I'm more grateful for a lot of the things that I even now, even currently going through, because I realize that there are people out there that have bad backgrounds, that they have been to jail, and they have, you know, been in situations where they wasn't able to see certain loved ones. And the only issues that I really have in my life right now is trying to figure it out relationship wise. That's it. And I take a look around and there's people that are in worse situations. So I do consider myself thankful. But I realize that people, they envy that because they want you to have a messed up background just like them. They want you to have went to jail because they went to jail. They want you to have suffered certain losses because they did too. But I just feel like what we go through is not even for us. I feel like what we go through is for somebody else to teach them certain stuff. And there is people in my life that are genuine, that have went to jail because of nonsense. And they tell me all the time, Erica, it's not worth it. You have kids. You have a lot to lose. Start being and talking to people. Start being around people and start talking to people that have just as much to lose as you. It's not that you're saying that you're better than anybody, but you have to take a look around. People that don't have anything to lose will help you lose everything in a second. The assumption is you throw a rock and hide your hand. I definitely don't throw rocks. I throw other things. And I definitely don't hide my hand. This is one thing that I don't like about these YouTube streets is, like, I feel like people give me way too much power, as if like I really have all the time in the world to sit here and concoct all of these concoctions, and I can't. I don't. I really don't. I've never been the type of person that has done something to somebody and then acted like I didn't do it. If I've gotten exposed for doing something to somebody that's the truth, then okay, then so be it. Yes, I did it. I want you to know that I did it. No, I don't feel ashamed for doing it. But there are people that actually, they do things and they hide their hands because there's always one person that's getting blamed for things. And I realized, like, over time, if you take a look at the YouTube community, so much is blamed on one person. And I don't feel like nobody has that much. First of all, well, there is people that have that much time. I don't have that much time to sit here and do background checks and call people's family members. And my mind doesn't go there, because now that's an unstable person. If you're looking up people's families and looking up personal stuff, that's insane. Like, I'm not that invested in anybody's life like that. What I do on a day-to-day basis is I wake up as a mother, I go to sleep as a mother. I barely have time to answer phone calls and send text messages, let alone do a video, get it edited, get it uploaded, and respond back to comments and emails. So I'm definitely not going to add more to my plate. That's a person that's doing that have way too much time on their hands, and they're too invested on whoever it is that they're looking up. So I challenge people, instead of trying to look up bad stuff on people, how about you start looking up good things? Because I'm pretty sure that, well, especially me, you'll find more good things about me than you will bad. I don't care what this social media stuff says. Social media is entertainment. Whether there's drama, you guys will still be entertained. But even in an actual movie, there's always more good memories than there will be bad if you actually take a second to, like, stop everything, pause everything, and look and see. You a bad bitch. That ain't an assumption. Nah, I'm playing. I don't consider myself a bad bitch. I consider myself a beautiful woman that's very ambitious, like goal oriented. I have such a bright future ahead of me, and I feel like so many people are trying to stop that. But you can't stop what God has for someone. No matter how much negativity you speak of that person's name, no matter how much you bash, no matter how much you want them to fail, no matter what you say out your mouth, that's you trying to speak things into existence. But my future is already blessed. My future is already there. And it's just a matter of time before the world sees it. And I do feel like the people that was not supposed to be in my life, the people that I was supposed to have gotten rid of a long time ago, are now no longer in my life. And I thank God for that every day. Because the last thing that I want to happen is to get to the next level and carry along somebody that just wanted it for the ride. Because the same thing is going to happen then, except for I'm going to be around much bigger people. Be in rooms with people that I would have never even imagined, and I don't want to share that spotlight with the wrong people. You give Cam everything he asked for his birthday and Christmas. Okay, so that is definitely not true. The Christmas of 2020, Cammy actually wanted to ride in Corey from Corey and Carmen's, like he has like a jacked up truck or something, and I wasn't able to make that happen for like other reasons, so I got him a limo instead, and he was just as happy. Cammy always want games and stuff, and I just don't like him to be constantly playing games, whether it's on the phone or the game system. So I try to get him things that are more like beneficial, or I make him work for those things. Like if he gets his first report card, if he gets all A's, he's definitely getting a brand new game system and a new 2K. But you just can't just sit here and just get what you want. It doesn't work that way. Have potential that most people envy. I feel like I have way more than just potential. I feel like I am the it factor. Nobody's gonna tell me differently, and I don't have to prove it to anybody. I feel like the only person that I have to prove it to is myself and my kids. Damien is responsible for your new whip because you know that you cannot afford it. That is definitely an assumption. So let me get something straight. First of all, y'all cannot listen to every single thing that y'all hear on this here platform. Okay? Just because Damien offers to pay my rent or offers to pay a car note or something like that does not mean that I cannot do it myself. It was not Damien's money who purchased my vehicle. It was Luvd by Erica's money. Okay? Now, have I taken money from Damien? Yes. If Damien was to offer me $2,000 right now, I'm gonna take it. That doesn't necessarily mean that I need it, but who's gonna turn down free money? Which brings me to my next assumption. You are a gold digger. I'm not a gold digger. I rarely ask the man for anything, and I can count on one hand how many times I've had to. So I don't get people's thought process. If you're in a relationship with someone, if you have a baby by someone and they want to do something nice for you, and you say no, then you got a problem. Because sometimes I feel like every woman needs that. Every woman needs to feel like, you know, they man got them. Whether they, like, you... I don't even want to even like go down with this because I got a headache already with some of these assumptions that I've been avoiding a lot of these assumptions because they really are just assumptions. But I'm gonna just keep it short, sweet, and simple. No, Damien is not responsible for my brand new whip. He's not. I got my whip by myself, by the grace of God. So you're a sweetheart with bad luck, just like most of us. I don't believe in bad luck. I don't even believe in good luck either. You play victim a lot. You blame a lot of your actions on other people, even though you're wrong. Well, see, again, like I said earlier, I take full credit for where I'm at in my life right now. The people that have came in my life and walked out. The people that was once, the people that are against me. All of that, I take 100% credit for it because it's either I was too blind and couldn't see things coming, or I saw it coming and still decided to do what Erica wanted to do, thinking that things was going to change, or that person wasn't like who they were. So I don't blame anybody for where I'm at in my life. I also don't play victim. Have I played I don't play victim. Have I played victim before? Yes, but I realized in those victimizing situations, I really wasn't a victim. I was a survivor. So I no longer consider myself a victim. Have I been a victim of certain people's bullshits? Of course I have. Everybody's have. But again, I'm not gonna claim being a victim of anything. You love cooking. I do love cooking, y'all, but it's time consuming. I feel like it's only time consuming when I cook like big meals, and I cook slow. Like, you know, some people that can cook really, really fast and then their food end up turning out like really good. Me, I like to like cook with love. I put like my all into it, especially like if I'm in a relationship with somebody. I want them to like enjoy my food and, you know that like, hey, if you ever want a home cooked meal, I got you if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Because if you're not, if you're ungrateful, if you selfish, if you don't appreciate nothing I do, I'm not cooking for you. Okay? But I do love cooking. I love cooking a lot, and I actually got a cooking video coming for y'all tomorrow. Okay, let's get down to the nitty-gritty, because I know you guys is waiting on it. And because I already know how y'all are, I'm gonna go ahead and disable the comments on that video. You feel me? And I might turn it back on like in another day or two. Somebody wanted to know, actually all y'all wanted to know, if your girl is pregnant again. And well, first of all, let me clarify something. I never said I was pregnant, and I never said that I wasn't. So all the people talking about she's lying and all this other stuff, how can I lie when I only insinuated that I was pregnant? It was an insinuation. Is that a word? Or whatever. But I never said I was. I never said I didn't. I don't care what y'all seen in the video. Go back and watch it. It's there. It's never going to get deleted. I did not say that I was pregnant. I insinuated that I was pregnant. Okay. Some people were saying that I'm trying to cover up my weight gain. What weight gain? Because my face is a little fuller. That's expected after having a baby 3 months ago. Freshly 3 months ago. He's not even close to 4 months yet. Before I had Dion, I was 127. After I had Dion, I was 135. Now I've had a third child with baby Drake, and I've only gained 5 pounds. I'm at 140. So I have a certain goal in mind, and I have been working out, and I need to start posting more body pictures. But the bitches in the back that's always got something to say about my weights, y'all probably big as a house, big as a mouse, whatever you want to call it. And stop hating. Seriously, I've never been a big girl in my life. If I was a big girl, I would own it. Period. I have no problem with big women at all. It's some beautiful, beautiful BBWs out here, okay? Periods. So don't get it twisted, okay? And I have definitely started working out. And my trainer he is excellent. Got muscles for days. He's a bodybuilder. So y'all don't want to talk about nobody's weight, because I can go there, okay? People wish that they look like me after having 3 kids. So y'all always trying to belittle people. This is why I cannot entertain it no more. I'm mad at myself for even speaking on this. But that's why, like, some people are just ignorant. And if you want to be ignorant in the comment section, if that's how you make yourself happy, by trying to down somebody or make them feel low in the comment section, you might as well take your comments over there on somebody else's channel, because your belittling is never going to make me feel belittled. Your downing is never going to make me feel down. And you trying to make me feel low, it's only going to make me feel high. So yeah. But anyways, to answer everybody's question, assumptions, I've been seeing a lot of people wanting to know, is your girl really pregnant again? And I've been seeing some people talking about give your uterus a rest and all this other stuff. Let me make something clear. If I was pregnant again, it's my uterus, it's my cervix, it's whatever you want to call it. Nobody has to carry the child for me. No one has to take care of the child but me and the father. So I'm not understanding why, again, this is what I'm talking about when I say too invested. Even though I put it out, it don't matter. You're still invested. And you don't have to even comment on it at all. You don't even have to watch it. So yes, I'm putting my business out for the world to see. But at the same time, there's millions of other people to watch here on YouTube that has way more subscribers, way more views, since some people saying that my views is low. Go watch the people that have where their views is up. Why are you sticking to one sector? Why are you sticking to the Love by Erica sector? It's because you already know, because I'm very entertaining. I'm pretty as shit. I'm very real. You're probably never gonna find another person here as real and as open as I am here on this YouTube platform. You're never gonna find another person that has given so many people as many chances as I have, because I don't look down on other people. I try to bring people up and uplift them, and I guess my uplifting hasn't, you know, helped many people, because they got whatever little help they needed from me and then just like tossed me to the side, which that's not gonna happen again. But yeah, like I'm a little like kind of like baffled at some of the comments, as if like people are really mad because of their, I guess somebody said that I enjoy having babies, I like to spread my legs open. Like, cut it out. It's 2022. Everybody is spreading their legs open, and there's probably like that 1% that's not. So let's keep it real. Everybody, it seems like, is having unprotected sex. A lot of people have had babies outside of wedlock. Actually, nobody's really even getting married person having kids. So cut it out. And I'm pretty sure, not saying that there is not somebody that did not go walk down the aisle first, but whoo, child. But to answer your question, no, I am not pregnant. It was a skit. I actually had got the idea from one of my Instagram followers, and it says, I'm gonna take a screenshot. Right here. Hey LBE, everybody acts like they not obsessed or invested in your life and relationships. You should do a prank and say that you are pregnant, or you got a new man or something, and watch how quickly you gonna be in them titles. And guess what? It works. It works. And it always will work, because like I said, my life is very entertaining. But now I'm controlling the narrative in my life, and I'm not letting anybody else do it. So no, I am not pregnant. I am very thankful to the people that were saying thank you and congratulations and things like that. But for the people talking about I should be ashamed of myself, no, you should be ashamed of yourself from worrying about another woman's vagina. That's sick. That's very sick. What goes in and out of my vagina is none of your business. If I decide to have 5 more kids, that's my business. If I decided not to give my uterus a rest, that's my business as well. If I decided to be pregnant right now with a 3-month-old, and I think someone said that's 3 kids under 3, that's still my business. And people act like there's nobody out here in the world that has 3 kids under the age of 3. It happens. Is that my story right now? No. But I will be having a 4th child. Whenever I decide to have that 4th child, again, that's my business, okay? So all of this whole she lied and all she does is lie, and who lied? You did not hear me say that I was pregnant. If you, matter of fact, if you can go back to that video and find the clip where I said that I was actually pregnant, yes, I'm pregnant, then I will cash out you $100. I didn't even show the pregnancy test, okay? A gift from me with skits. Skits are very popular here on YouTube, and that's gonna be a common thing, you know. I like to try to do different things, and when the people that does skits for like their YouTube career, I don't see not one comment over there on that sector that says you're a liar, you're fake. It's a skit. Skits are not real, okay? So get your knowledge up. But anyways, I think that this video is long enough, and Baby Drake, he done fell asleep over here, and yeah, I'm about to give me something to eat. It's been a long day for you, girl. And yeah, probably about to watch a movie or something with Cammy. But I appreciate you guys a lot. Shout out to my positive people. I love positivity. And also, I want to address one final thing before I end this whole thing. Oh, my phone's finna die. But a lot of times people mistake your quietness for weakness. And I just want to say, don't ever feel like you're weak because you want to respond to something but you know that you shouldn't. A lot of times people, they will provoke you and they will say mean and hateful and hurtful things to you because they want to get a response out of you. But I don't care what it is. I don't care how hurtful it is. I don't care how disrespectful it is. Stand your ground. Let people be who they are. You don't have to act like them just because they're acting the way that they're acting, okay? If you choose peace over going back and forth with somebody, and then that person says, oh, now you want to have peace, yes, sis, I do want to have peace, and you should want to have peace, because at the end of the day, certain stuff does get tiresome. But some people, they don't know when to stop. They don't know when to quit because their whole life is based around drama. They wake up drama. They go to sleep drama. They eat drama. They breathe drama. Like, it kills them, and it probably scares them to death to even have an ounce of peace in their life. Because y'all ever... I do it now because I got like little small kids, but like Dion, because you know he walks around the house and stuff like that, especially when he's at his dad's house, and if it's too quiet, I start panicking. Oh my God, what's going on, Dion? Like, where's Dion at? Is he playing in the toilet? Like, what? He got something in his mouth? Like, where's he at? And then when I go in the room, he's just sitting there on the bed watching Coco Melon or Gracie's Corner. There are some people where if they walk into someone's presence, or if they walk into a room, or if they just walk into somebody's life and it seems too peaceful, they panic, they get scared, and that internal self says, you know what, I need to fuck this up. I need to really mess the situation up. I need to go back to my norm of being toxic, bitter, hateful, evil, because this person seems too peaceful. This job seems too peaceful. This church service seems too peaceful. This platform seems too peaceful. This sector seems too peaceful. So guess what? I don't like it, and I need to do everything in my power to go back to what I know. So again, it's not your karma, baby girl. You're not facing nobody's karma. People are who they are. And the minute that we understand that, then better off we will be. I'm pretty sure these same toxic people will find a way to twist something in my video around, because that's what they do. They are who they are. You can't change anybody but yourself, and you can't fix anyone but yourself either. So don't even try. If people ain't got it together this long, they're probably not going to. And don't burn your youth up for nobody at all. And I tell myself that all the time. I don't want to burn up my youth. Like, I'm about to be 30 years old, and when I get to a certain age, I definitely want to have way more wisdom than I have been taught. Way more wisdom than I've been taught. And I definitely want to be completely like, I don't know, guys, but I'll say this. If you don't want to watch negativity, don't watch it. Find you something more positive to watch. Also, if you constantly typing in a person's name on YouTube that's negative and toxic, YouTube is going to keep recommending those people videos. The best thing I can tell you is to stop searching their channel. So, and then like when a video does pop up, hit do not recommend channel. Also, find yourself a different sector. If y'all feel like even my sector, if y'all feel like what I do and what I put out is just too toxic and just too overwhelming, where you have to take a step back on YouTube, there is plenty of positive people on this platform that are couples that don't put their drama on YouTube, that I really feel like I can even recommend something. I can even copy and paste some people that I know personally that are amazing people. They don't put their family issues on YouTube. They're not perfect, and they have, like, you know, opened up a little bit about their life, but at the same time they're not in like as near much drama as, you know, my sector. So my job is to clean it up. 1 or 2 people can't stop anything when I have 61,000 subscribers, and by the grace of God I have way more than that by New Year's. So keep being positive. Stop blaming yourself for other people's actions. You're only responsible for what you do and what you respond to, and go follow your dreams, because at the end of the day we only getting older, and you don't want to be one of those bitter old women or bitter old men that have put themselves in unfortunate situations and they look back with envy because they should have took a chance at life, or they should have made better decisions. And also I'm a little disappointed in the older generation, because I feel like as long as you have breath in your body, you need to know that regardless of your age, God can still bless you, because it's never too late. It's only late when you're 6 feet under. So if you're an older person and you find yourself being envious of someone that's younger than you, shame on you. You can actually learn from that person. I know a lot of times, like, older people are not really like very like computer savvy, you know. But yeah, that's all I want to say. No, I am not pregnant. It was a skit. So thanks for the congratulations, but not in this lifetime. Okay, so also one other thing, guys, people are asking about the books. Y'all, I'm gonna have to show y'all one day the large amount of sales I got, and I'm just one person, so I'm trying my best to get y'all books out. I am not a scammer whatsoever. I realized that some of my haters have purchased one of my books, and they only want me to rush the book to again create some more drama. And it's never gonna end, because like I said, people are who they are. So as long as they keep my name relevant at this point, I don't even really care. All right, baby Drake needs me. I love each and every one of you, and stay tuned to my next video. Bye, y'all.